First of all, maybe good to explain. So what we do at Plant Empowerment is we give courses worldwide, live and online. We already do that for 5 years, and they are all courses with content that helps you in optimizing your crop strategies via the Plant Empowerment philosophy. Of course, you probably have all heard about the big Plant Empowerment book of 350 pages. Well, we teach that around the world, but of course we develop more and more content, and that's also what we teach with the consultants of all the partner companies around the world in courses, live and online. So while we give a lot of courses, a couple of years ago, we thought, okay, we should record these courses and put them on a platform. So yeah, everybody has the ability to see these courses on their own time. So that's what we started with 2 years ago. And currently we have, I think, approximately 100 hours of content on our platform. It are content on various topics. So for example, different a special course 5 hours on energy, a course of 8 hours on plant health, a course of where the basic principles of plant empowerment are explained. Well, we dive into that later, but all different courses, those are on the platform and available to watch during the year. So currently, I think we already have around 1,300 people on the platform watching the courses. Some watch specific topics, some are full member and have the availability to see all the courses. So yeah, I will share my screen and we'll go to the courses. So you and I see there's already one question in the chat. Is that correct? Mark, can you maybe keep an eye on the chat? Would be nice.
Yeah.
All right, then I'm going to share my screen. So this is how the platform looks like. Via the website, you can go to the platform, and then you can make your own account. So I have the account Jeanette Hambourne here, and you go to my dashboard. Well, I'm a full member, so I can see all the courses, and this is what you see. So here you see an overview of all the courses that are available in your own dashboard. An overview of so I will show you an overview of the different courses we have, and then I think would be nice to dive into every course so you have an idea what you can expect, which content is in every course and which might be interesting for you. And then Mark, I would like to ask you to tell a little bit by every course. But first of all, let me show the overview of the different courses. So we have the year program Follow Crop Cycle, a course program on plant health. Last year in Canada, we gave 3 days workshop on all kind of different topics. So 3 days of content we recorded and we also put it on the platform. We've got a course on saving energy. Of course, it definitely was last year a very hot topic with the high energy prices, but still is a very hot topic on different places in the world, of course. So how can you save energy in an integrated way? We've got the power of integrated solutions. It's a 10-part course with all different topics. We dive in that later. And we also, you see here, you see the different courses that are in the that are part of the integrated course of the 10 courses I just showed you. We also have a couple of ebooks on the platform. More about that later as well. Ebook on lighting, indeed, on plant health. So that's mainly what you can expect. And of course, the community where you can ask all of your questions during the day, week, month, year that are meant for the consultant. So if you have a question of something that's happening in your greenhouse, you can just put it on the community and the consultants are on it. I can't say 24/7, but quite a lot, Mark, right?
Yeah, as soon as we see something, we try to give a good answer, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of on the spot help.
And also maybe good to mention, Jeanette, if you already have an idea who you want to ask the question, you can even with the hashtag, I think, or with the function, you
Yeah.
can type in a name and then we get notification. So that's also helping a lot. Then you even get quicker an answer. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, perfect. So shall we dive a little bit into the courses, Mark?
Yeah, let's do that.
Well, let's start here at the beginning, and that's Follow a Crop Cycle. That's
Yeah.
our year program that's, actually that we're running now. Can you tell a little bit about it?
Yeah, the idea was, of course, when we started this this whole cycle. Let's say, I think it was in the beginning of this year, somewhere in spring, somewhere, that we're let's say gonna follow growers during the crop. And once, in spring, for example, you have different topics to talk about than in full summer or in fall or in winter times. So we try to match every time a subject with the time of the year we're in. Now, that's not always very simple because we have, of course, people following us from all over the world. So it's sometimes a little bit tricky to have a subject that's really related to a certain time of the year. But I think in general, we are doing quite a good job to do that. So
Yeah, it's a really
that means,
nice,
for example,
enthusiastic
that
group,
means, for example, in early spring we do we did a webinar about irrigation strategies in vegetable crops. How do you prepare the crop until you go to production? In the winter time, you can think about artificial light, or how can you get the best out of the bumblebees, for example. And in the summertime, we talk about screens and we talk about coatings and also pollination again, of course, because the temperature has a huge effect on how the bumblebees perform. So basically, we try to match a subject with the time of the year and really in what crop cycle you are in at the moment.
Yeah, perfect. So this afternoon we have a Q&A with the group to see how the summertime was and what their questions are after summertime, and to have discussions. Yeah, so
and I think at the end it means that we do a session every month, so that every month there's a webinar that people can follow, and there's also a community together with a Follow a Crop Cycle.
Yeah,
let's say part, if you sign up, that you can constantly talk to other people in the community, talk to the consultants, share experience, ask questions, bring new ideas. So whatever you want to share, that's possible online.
Yeah, exactly. So how does that look like here? So we also have a lot of people following this course from all over the world. So for example, in Australia or in Canada. So it's not always the right timing to join it live. So actually all the courses are recorded and we put it in the platform so everybody can, for example, here see the live lesson of 16 April. There are some here, meet the teachers, some information about the teachers of that lesson. We also have the PDF file of the presentation is always, I think that's this one. There's some information about the lesson and you find the recording here. And that's actually with all the lessons. So we have a lot of lessons in this program coming up. Still next month about lighting strategy, the month after about data and crop planning, the month after about nutrition, water strategy, many more. So I think for now, enough about the follow crop cycle, or if there are any questions on this, please put them in the chat. Then the next course on the platform is the plant health course. It is a course which includes 4 live lessons of 1.5 hours, so 6 hours of video content, and an ebook, very extended ebook. Well, Mark, you can probably tell lots about that because you had you were a big part of the production of that.
Yeah, especially the ebook that I did quite some work on the ebook, but also the webinars are really nice. So I think in total we had 4 webinars. So we had
Yeah.
the first one was like more like an introduction. Then we had a session on minerals, so how are minerals influencing plant health, like Jeanette is showing you at the moment. So they're all webinars of, I think, 1.5 hours, where we do like a presentation in the first 45-50 minutes. And after that, we had a table discussion with Jeanette as the host, and then we have 2-3 of the consultants present to discuss even more in depth that subject that we are talking about in that session. Now then, I think in number 3 we discussed substrates. Oh no, that was actually number 4 when we had substrates.
Create a solid foundation for healthy plants was 3. So it was about genetics.
Yeah, there you go. That was about the genetics one. Yeah, and in the final one we had the substrates and also the irrigation strategies, and then the link to healthy plants. So yeah, you can come up with a lot of links, of course, but we always try to search for the most important ones and the most valuable ones. And I think Jeanette is now looking at the ebook that we have. So in the ebook, we also have 4 different chapters. The first one is about plant health and the relation to photosynthesis, because at the end, photosynthesis is the foundation for a good performing healthy plant. The second part is about the minerals. The third part is completely about nitrogen, because we know that there is a big relation between nitrogen and the healthiness of a plant. And in the last chapter, we discuss how plants can defend themselves by different mechanisms, and it's all interlinked. So now I think quite a nice ebook, but yeah,
a lot of
maybe
information. Yeah.
And a lot of information, and sometimes it's quite in-depth information. So yeah, I think a must-have if you are a grower on this platform. Yeah.
And I think what I like the most about the community is that that there's a possibility for a lot of interaction and connection with all the experts on the platform, but also between growers, of course. So that's what I love, but also what we can even use more, because I can imagine when you listen to this course or read the ebook that you have quite a lot of questions about the topic. So it's definitely possible to connect and ask it all. Let's go to the workshop in Canada.
Maybe Jeanette, because there's a quite a nice remark in the chat. It would be great to have a library with extra PDF info that teachers will like to share. So maybe that's an idea for us, that we also
that's a really
open
nice
it up
idea
for input. Yeah.
That's a really nice, like with articles and background information.
White papers, maybe. Yeah. So it's not only from us to the community, but maybe also from the community to us. Yeah.
Thanks. That's a great idea. I will check it with Isabel. We will write it down to see what we can do on this. Really like the idea. Thank you for that. Because of course we also have a chat with the consultants to keep each other informed and make sure that everybody's on the same page of the last researches. So there's a lot of connection between the experts who also teach within the plant empowerment philosophy. Mark, I always see a lot of background information or research being shared there, right?
Yeah.
So that could also be interesting to put on the platform if it's relevant. Yeah. All right, cool. The course in Canada, as mentioned, we already go to Canada to give live lessons for a couple of years. So last year we were in Niagara for 3 days for a basic and advanced course, and we had lots of sessions of all approximately 1.5 hours, and we decided to record that and also put it on the platform. So all these courses are available here on the platform in different parts. So the basic introduction of plant empowerment, but we can walk through it a bit, Mark.
Yeah, so what we did in the first day, and I think those are the first 3 that you see here, it was like a general introduction. So we did the introduction, and then we went to the 3 plant balances. So we had data uniformity with the assimilate balance, we had the climate uniformity with the energy balance, and we had uniformity in the root zone with the water balance. So we discussed the 3 balances that we of course always use within plant empowerment, and then we made a link with with uniformity, and we talked about dose sizes, about sensors, about photosynthesis, everything that you can connect. But then especially on day 2 and 3, people who participated, they could choose. I believe we had like 15 or 16 subjects, and that was from substrate to water quality to coatings to nutrition to whatever you can think of. If we put
Fertilizers,
uh,
irrigation, yeah, a lot
10
of
of those
different.
consultants together, and everything was recorded, and you can look everything back on the platform. So it's a huge amount of information.
Huge
I
database
think
of.
really nice. And the
Yeah,
good thing about the platform is, of course, if you are listening to such a session, and you probably recognize one of the teachers, but those consultants are also on the platform. So if you have a question, you can again directly put that question in the community, and we'll come back with an answer if we know the answer, of course.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the course on energy. We gave it, I think, 1.5 or 2 years ago, a course, a 4-part course on how to save energy in an integrated way, so in a holistic approach.
So this one was came up because we had quite an energy crisis here in Northwest Europe, but also in other parts of the world. You see that the use of screens is intensifying, and that has also a result on how we are growing. So I think we did 4 webinars on all the effects of energy on how you are growing a crop. And this has been quite a while ago, so also I have to look a little bit. I think also here in the beginning we did something like a general introduction. Then you see in number 2, you see the screening and air movement. So I think Ton Habraker was probably in that session. Now, if
Then
you
we
look
go
at number
into
3,
artificial lighting.
yeah. And the last one is about irrigation strategies, because we see a huge interaction between the amount of energy you, let's say, put into a greenhouse, and also the amount of water you have to give, and the amount of evaporation a plant is doing. So there are big relations again, and during all the sessions we discussed all these relations and what the effects were.
Yeah, exactly. Another question on the chat I see. Are the ebook and advanced workshop free for us that are already part of the year program? It's part of the full membership, not of the year program. But if you're interested in that, send me an email, please. Isabel, maybe you can put my email in the chat, so I can give you some more information on that. And then we've got indeed, the ebook with a 4-part ebook on lighting as well.
During this cycle, also the lighting ebook was produced by Hortilux, one of our partners. So they zoomed in on all the different type of lights, and at that time, especially the change from HPS to LED light was, of course, quite happening. So they talked about spectrum, how much light do you need, how do you make a crop plan, for example. So that's all discussed also in the ebook.
Perfect.
Also lots of nice information there.
Yeah, I think it's a 70 pages ebook as well.
It's almost like a real book.
Yeah, exactly. And then we've got, besides some extra free webinars that are also on the platform, we also got a 10-part course, The Power of Integrated Solutions. It's a course that we gave to yeah, explain actually a little bit more about the basics of plant empowerment, because a lot of it is written in a book, but we try to make it more practical and more understandable. Yeah, courses on, for example, homogeneous in climate, crop development, an active and healthy root system, successful pollination, correct fruits, etc., are all in this course. 10 different courses of also approximately 1 to 1.5 hours each.
Yeah, what's probably nice about this one is that we make also links between consultants and topics that you probably would not expect. So I think we made links between pollination and screens and coatings, and then we always discuss the interaction between the topics. So yeah, sometimes you end up with really nice examples of how problems really have to be solved, integrated from looking from different angles.
Yeah, exactly.